If you're fascinated by the gritty, real-life stories of survival and ingenuity during the Second World War, you've come to the right place. Before we dive deep, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our Legacy of Survival community. This is where history enthusiasts like us dissect the strategies and tactics that kept men alive under, well, unimaginable circumstances. Today, we're looking at Second World War prisoner-of-war escapes and what they can teach us about urban evasion and stealth. Lessons that remain surprisingly relevant even outside the battlefield. The mindset of a successful escape begins long before the first step outside the camp. The stories of prisoners escaping German and Japanese camps are often remembered for their daring and boldness. But, the truth is that the most successful escapes were rooted in preparation, observation, and mental discipline. Men like RAF pilot Roger Bushell, architect of the Great Escape, understood that evasion wasn't just about running. It was about knowing your environment, timing your moves, and anticipating every obstacle. Observing guards' routines, noting their blind spots, and quietly mapping the camp's layout were all critical first steps. This principle translates directly to modern urban survival. Even in a city, understanding patterns, whether it's foot traffic patrols or camera angles, can give you an edge. Start by mentally charting areas you frequent, note exits, potential cover points, and quiet backstreets. It's the same practice that helped prisoners of war navigate their way out of heavily monitored camps without drawing attention. Every escape relied on turning limited resources into tools of survival. Prisoners of war rarely had access to advanced tools. They had to improvise, turning scraps of wood into shovels, scraps of fabric into maps, and anything they could hide in plain sight into a survival resource. A classic example is the use of Red Cross parcels. Prisoners repurposed cans, wrappers, and even clothing to conceal escape tools. In modern terms, this teaches us the power of resourcefulness. Urban evasion doesn't require sophisticated gadgets. Rather, it's about using what's at hand. For instance, an everyday backpack can become a concealment for critical items, or ordinary clothing can help you blend into a crowd. Training yourself to see everyday objects as potential survival tools is a skill POWs perfected out of necessity. Timing and patience can mean the difference between capture and freedom. Many escapes failed not because of courage or planning, but because of impatience. POWs waited for the right moment, during roll calls, meal distributions, or guard rotations, before making their move. The most successful escapes often occurred at night, during bad weather, or when the camp was distracted by external events. For urban survival or stealth scenarios today, timing remains crucial. Observe your environment over time to identify windows of opportunity. Avoid predictable patterns and learn to move discreetly when attention is diverted. In practice, this could mean leaving a crowded venue during a scheduled cleaning break or choosing a side street when traffic is lowest. Understanding and exploiting timing increases your chances of staying unseen. Camouflage and blending in were honestly just as important as physical endurance. Escaping prisoners of war knew that running fast wasn't enough. They needed to, disappear into their surroundings. Some disguised themselves as workers, farmers, or ordinary civilians. Others went as far as altering their physical appearance, trimming their hair or modifying their uniforms to appear, just like everyone else. In modern urban environments, the lesson remains just as relevant today. Blending in is really about context, not simply hiding. Choose attire and behaviour that, quite frankly, doesn't draw attention. Walk naturally, adopt the rhythms of the area, and avoid any unnecessary gestures that might mark you as different. Historical accounts show that subtlety, more often than not, saved lives far more than speed ever could. Prisoners of war rarely relied on just a single route. Escape plans included alternate paths, safe houses, and signals to allies waiting outside the camp. They understood very clearly that flexibility was essential. A blocked road, a patrolling guard, or, say, an unexpected obstacle could otherwise result in immediate capture. Today, having a primary route is just not enough in any high-stakes urban navigation. You really need to know your exits, those secondary streets, and, well, even potential shelters. Even planning how to merge into public transportation unnoticed can honestly make the difference between success and exposure. Multiple contingency options create resilience in unpredictable situations, just as they did behind enemy lines. Finally, POW escapes highlight the importance of mindset. Fear, stress, and uncertainty were constants, but mental resilience allowed prisoners to adapt, improvise, and persevere. The ability to stay calm, assess situations, and act decisively is a skill honed under extreme pressure. Modern survivalists can take this lesson into daily practice. Simulate scenarios, challenge your assumptions, and train yourself to make decisions under stress. Mental discipline is the hidden engine behind every successful escape story, past and present. World War II. POW escapes offer a masterclass in observation, resourcefulness, timing, disguise, planning, and mental toughness. By studying these historical examples, you can gain insights into stealth, urban evasion, and survival skills that remain relevant today. Applying these lessons isn't about reenacting history, it's about understanding the principles that made escape possible and adapting them to modern scenarios. If this deep dive into World War II POW escapes, timeless lessons in urban evasion and stealth, sparked your curiosity and sharpened your survival knowledge, don't forget to subscribe to the Legacy of Survival channel. Share this with fellow history buffs and survival enthusiasts, because the stories and strategies of the past hold lessons we can use for generations to come.